It's a bit blustery. Not too bad there. Well, hi all. As you might hear, it's still a bit blustery out, and I'm trying to work between the gales and the thunderstorms and the whatever, all the weather. But I'm working on a little project, and that is I've got a tiller steered boat, as you may know. If you're new here, you might not. And I have an autopilot, a tiller pilot that steers the tiller directly, which I'm very happy with, a pelagic tiller pilot. But I have this idea and this project that I'm working on, and that is to get this tiller pilot to steer the boat with the rudder trim tab. Now, on the back of the main rudder, I have a smaller rudder that pivots, and this can be connected up to either the wind vane or, I hope now, the pelagic tiller pilot as well. And this small trim tab rudder, when it turns, it alters the flow of water over the main rudder and steers or turns the main rudder. So the trim tab can be used to steer the boat. I did a little video back in the Bay of Brest showing how that works, and I'll just put a clip of that in now. So it's a super calm afternoon, great opportunity to show you. So I'm going to start off, remember these two lines that are used for locking the trim tab in position. So I could steer the boat with those two if it didn't keep jamming themselves. Let's see if I can pull it from here maybe. You see, when I pull that line, the tiller goes that way. Pull that line, the tiller goes that way. See that working? That's pretty cool, isn't it? So that.
You're pulling the lines again.
This is me, so I'm pulling that one, tiller, pulling that one till it comes back. Got that, Haze?
Yeah.
And the first step to getting that tiller pilot ram to steer the trim tab is to make a block that the tiller pilot ram will fit into on the tiller. Now the tiller pilot ram will be fixed to the tiller, so as the tiller turns, the whole thing will turn with it. This will have the advantage that if I need to intervene, say it's a collision situation or something like that, I can either simply just grab the tiller and override it, or just reach forward, turn off, or put the tiller pilot onto standby and grab the tiller and steer it. I don't need to disconnect the ram at all. It can be steered by hand with the ram connected. It'll have the other advantage that when I'm reversing, right, at the moment I have to lock the trim tab, otherwise when I'm reversing it will jam all the way round. But with the tiller pilot ram in position, I can reverse and the tiller pilot ram will hold the trim tab straight. So it'll have a couple of advantages, and I'm rather fond of the idea. I also believe it's going to work. If all is well, that's very good on there, and that brings that up to the height that we need to get that in there, doesn't it? It does, it does. All right, so we're going to set that in there. I'm going to put a groove under that and some fiberglass in it, under it, so that the water can drain through there, come out the cross slots, but not soak into the tiller. That is the idea, at least. Just find the middle of that. Somewhere around there. Something like that. We'll put a hole down there. Set that in there. A couple of holes for screws. Glue it all on. We'll just tilt a little bit of resin. Mix those up and whip that out. It'll take a couple of minutes to soak in. That looks good. That's a lot of that spread on there. Not that bit there though. Oh, just put that in there. We'll clamp it together like that. Hopefully in a way that will stay there. I'll have to put a bit of salt in that or something. How's that looking? Pretty good, I think. That looks good. That looks good. Right, all we've got to do is set off now. Well, it's another windy day, windy night. Didn't sleep particularly great. What was it, 30 odd knots last night, was it? 35 or something like that. Also, the bit actually that affected me the most was they were claiming that there might be some thunderstorms, but that didn't come to anything. But sleeping in the forepeak with the mast coming down there. I generally, if I know there's a thunderstorm, I go back into the quarter berth. But I sort of had my doubts, but then didn't sleep that well just thinking about it. But you can hear the halyards slapping, I suppose, now. If the wind's in the right direction, or perhaps the wrong direction, then the halyards slap a bit. Not much I can do to stop that, I'm afraid. It's not too bad. Anyhow, Hazel sat here. I'm looking very serious. Why are you looking so serious, Hazel?
I just spent a whole lot of money.
A shed load of money?
Yeah.
Oh dear, what you bought?
I've just ordered a Starlink thing.
The
Starlink Mini.
And that will be interesting, won't it? We'll have a look at that when it comes and set it up. Trying to get obviously good internet connection on a boat at an affordable price is an interesting one, and there are very, very few options. At the moment we just use our mobile phones, but in some places you don't have a reception, and trying to upload a YouTube video or whatever is very difficult sometimes. And there are other factors at play, aren't there, that one needs data for. So yeah, it's a difficult. I remember back in the day, Delos installing this enormous dome. Do you remember that back on their back arch there? Yeah. Enormous thing. It cost them a fortune. I dare say they got it sponsored, but it was a mega expensive thing. I know they've taken it off now, and I guess they're using Starlink as well.
Oh, it's so tiny and light, isn't it?
Yeah. And so the Starlink's the only company that do this stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I've looked into it, and as far as I can tell, yes,
they're the only option.
You can get reception coastal, but even that's kind of like unreliable.
Yeah.
So.
Whereas with Starlink, you can get it out at sea, can't you? So you can get weather data and all of that. And
yeah, I think you have to buy an extra plan if you want it in the ocean. But,
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, theoretically, so.
Mm. So we're exploring it. We're looking into it. And the order's gone in. We'll see what comes. And yeah, obviously it's not without its issues, but we'll see.
Oh God, I can't believe I've just done this.
But the insurance for the haul out saga continues. I've just got off the phone to my insurance people who are not quite as friendly this time, it has to be said. And I sent it in just over a week ago now, and they tell me, and it's a form that needs a stamp on it. That's what it needs, a stamp. They tell me it's being processed. It will be at least another week. So that's 2 weeks to stamp a form, and of course, as I sit now, I have no guarantee they're even going to do it. Here's the piece that I glued up yesterday, and I'm just going to sand it to shape, see about drilling a hole in there, and make the next step of this progress. That's that. Looks nice. Now we'll drill a hole in it and get that bush in there. So let's go through here. The centre point there. Right, get that in the bin. Then, theoretically at least, that fits in there. Oh, that's perfect, isn't it? I'll just run an 8 through there just to make sure I haven't pinged that over. That looks pretty good. That's so far. Now I want to put a groove up there, and I'm going to glue that onto the tiller with a bit of fiberglass underneath it, so that any water that runs down in that hole will run out through the groove and not sit on the tiller. That's my plan. The Dremel thing, and I've got this little set of wood carving bits which I hope to carve a groove along that line with. I'll take a nice curvy one like that. Up in there. Battery. Go outside to do this to keep the dust outside, I think. Should do the job, shouldn't it? So that's come out very well. I'm pleased with that. But now I'm going to wait for tomorrow to glue it on. Today's supposed to rain soon. Tomorrow mainly dry, they say. So tomorrow I'll sand off the position on the tiller that fits and epoxy it in place. That'd be cool. We've had one blowy bit, mighty thunderstorm, sort of midday or early afternoon, and tonight it's supposed to go up to 37 knots. I see that lot behind me there. It's a bit ominous. Blowing me over. Oh, those gales haven't finished. It's another strong one. Wow, quite something. So what we're going to do then is try and wet this out now. Wet that out like that. Get this bit of glass in there like that, and then wet that out like that, and we'll sand it up later. Then we're going to wet out the bottom of this, which I could probably just sit on there to wet that out, could I? There, like that, and screw it in place. How's that look? It's quite good, isn't it? Tied up around the edge of there, so we hopefully don't get any dribbles without that end grain at the same time. Good. So that's the mounting for one end of the trim tab tiller pilot, and I've got for the other end there, I've got a piece of stainless metal that I'm going to make a bracket out of. Ordered, should be here Friday, I think. So be a few days till that arrives, but I'll fabricate an attachment for the other end then. On the other side of the story, another big gale last night, blew all through the night. Another bad night's sleep, just about hanging in there. And I think that was the worst of the ones that are forecast, but there's a couple of big-ish blows still coming through this week. It won't be till next week that it starts to settle down by the looks of the forecast. Tonight at least should be calm. Try and catch up on some sleep. Yeah, well, there we have it. That's the ram. I'm just going to make a bracket on that end. I do believe that's going to work. And of course I've got the option to steer by hand as well, so you don't have to. We'll simply switch the tiller pilot off at the control unit, and I can grab and intervene by hand. I really like this. This is going to work. Simple little bracket there with a pin that my rose joint there fits on, or Heim joint, and then we're good. That's going to work. Like that a lot. Just got to sand around here, clean up, varnish. That's a beautiful fit on there. Nice indeed. It's really good. So there we go. Well, I'm waiting on the stainless to make the other end bracket, which is a very simple bracket with a little pin on it that Heim joint or rose joint just slips onto. I'm waiting on the weather to improve, which it's forecast to do. Next week should be better. I have an appointment for my haul out, which is next week, Thursday, 27th. So I'm still waiting on the insurance. In fact, I've told you only half the insurance story, and the other half is actually not any better. A couple of other companies I've contacted who haven't got back to me, and I'm quite happy to pay for a bit of extra insurance as long as I can get this stamp so I can do the work myself. And yeah, we'll see. However, that is it for this week. Thank you for watching. And of course, massive thank you to the lovely people who support us via Patreon and PayPal. And if you feel like supporting the video making from as little as $1 a month over on Patreon or paypal.me, there are links in the video description. As I say, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.